There was once a fellow, and his name was Jiddu Krishnamurti, right? And he's really cool. And he died. I think they said like back in 1984, 86. No, he addressed the UN in 85. Was it 86 or something? He died shortly after that. And then there was another fellow. His name was Haile Selassie, and he died under horrible circumstances too. They both died under horrible circumstances. One died of prostate cancer, and the other one was suffering from prostate cancer. And then they said he was assassinated by crappy people, you know. And Sun Yat-sen, there was a man named Sun Yat-sen, and he was poisoned to death by his own people. There was a man named, I don't know how D.T. Suzuki passed away, you know. But they die of unnatural circumstances, okay, prostate cancer and things like that. We have a life expectancy, and if you live in really healthy and good conditions, eventually your body starts to shut down and you die. And if it's under really good conditions, it just kind of slowly goes numb, and then you just kind of slowly, and then you pass away. And it's kind of in a lot of ways a beautiful thing, because it's not uncomfortable, it's not painful, it's not abusive and stuff. And that had happened with certain tribes, with certain people throughout time and throughout the years, but it was in very rare pockets. There was a group called the Hebrews. There's a few other groups that they were able to do that, and were able to have these long life expectancies, and have these fairly, okay, given the technology and the stuff at the time, comfortable lives, especially if they were in good either they had a good one of the times when this happens because they had a good relation, they worked well with the ecosystem. Okay, but it's hard to work well with the ecosystem when you have a bunch of other violent, aggressive, murdering wackadoodles doing like that Gladiator movie and that Indiana Jones movie where they have the Dial of Destiny and all that retarded, batshit crazy fucking shit. And then we have an interpretation of the perception of the Gospels through violent Westerners. Okay. Tolkien and Lewis and all that stuff. And you have these, and they're making another Lord of the Rings fucking movie. Okay. And we don't need we don't need another Lord of the Rings fucking movie. We don't need more Christmas carols and grocery stores and sports arenas and stadiums. We got enough to last till the end of time. Okay. And Burt Bacharach, that song's sold lots of records and lots of people are singing it. But the Lord, who he's talking to and about, commanded us to forgive debt and trespass and love one another before he was crucified by a republic that has popular elections to elect their authority leaders that can write on pieces of paper and argue over pieces of paper on who they can kill and how they can kill them and say they're doing it in a civil manner. Okay, and that was a long time ago. That was 2024, 25 years ago. Okay. And we're still engaging in that kind of barbaric, archaic behavior. Okay. You're sitting here right now watching Johnny Galicki and Callie, whatever, she's cute, the little girl, his name, acting like they have a dysfunctional sexual relationship because of philanthropy. Okay, and people will sit and watch this stuff for hours. This is like the fifth time I've seen this episode. Okay, and it's mildly entertaining, and it's a mere distraction because my life and my sex life sucked because of corporations and still sucks because of corporations. And then you have these people that are part of these corporations that think they're so much better than me, and I'm just jealous of them because I'm not as good as they are. Okay, and there's no way in hell that you're better than me. Okay, I am stronger than the assholes that abuse me, and I am better than the idiots that ignore me. Okay, life is eternal and grace is infinite. Okay, the courage of kindness comes from the living embodiment of the Lord's Prayer. He is the strongest man that lives. Okay, and he is better than anybody who tries to hide under the guise of ignorance that they don't know he exists and they don't know what he is doing is perfect. Okay, so your arrogance is the cause of all abuse and all perception of ignorance through your abuse. Do you understand the words that are coming out of my ever-loving mouth? Okay. So don't you think for one New York fucking minute that you are my peer. That you have the right to come up to me and say, how's it hanging, Parsons? Well, like Stewart said, one of them is hanging frequently lower than the other because of a testicular injury through a Penamon of experiments on abusing my ex-wife and her reaction to it. Okay. And then being chemical poisoned by the people that give us the medical industry, the cancer industry. And then when people get upset, he says he wants to shut down St. Jude's, the Mayo Clinic, and Shriners, yes. Okay, you forgive debt and trespass, love one, and eternal faithful peace. You live in a better ecosystem without people torturing each other in industrialized genocide factories called cities. And there will be less need, for kids to be in hospitals at St. Jude's, the Shriners, or at the Mayo Clinic. Okay, if you don't know or understand what I'm talking about, maybe you're just so fucking retarded, it's impossible for you to pull your head out of your ass. All right. Which reminds me, I'm sitting here watching this other commercial with this little Asian woman doing some kind of special K commercial. Have you ever seen that one where the one lady walks into her kitchen and there's a bunch of ants throwing some kind of cyber party out a big cake that she left out on the counter and didn't store? My mom had a plastic cake thing I lost to the Gillards, and she was always mad at me about it. But she had this, it was a plastic cake, it was a Tupperware plastic cake cover. Okay. How many people do you know, that leave a cake like that sitting out on the kitchen counter and don't put it in some kind of plastic container or put it in the fridge, or and then instead of ordering a plastic container so she doesn't do anything that stupid again, the Uber or whatever commercial that they have, has her get a can of Raid and spray it all over the cake and kill all the ants. It's like, but you invited the ants into the house by not putting the food into a proper storage container and by living in a box of a house, because you don't build Adobe houses because you're not like Muhammad and Khadijah. Assholes. And then you get the inflammation and you go to the source of the pain, and then we numb it with Voltaren or Voltaren or whatever. And take your Trulicity and take your Duke Sabo and take your life back. And it's up to me. I'm taking back my life with Trucloxity or Ploploxity or Pixetonally or whatever. And then you have these things where these people are excited and getting their lives back because they get and are excited about having an enterprise renter car so they can drive around and do frivolous, superficial things because of economy and disobeying the direct commands of their Lord thou God, Jesus Christ. The man who conceived the Constitution and gave it to Thomas Jefferson. I thought it was the little mouse from Disney. Boy, do I feel sheepish. Right. So, fuck burgers and fries. Okay. Aren't any of you assholes tired of thinking and then speaking and hearing your fucking face talk? Okay. Are you sure? Because you really should. Just consider, I just want to shut the fuck up and live the Lord's Prayer and maybe not talk in a public setting to anybody until I die 40 years from now. There you go, Peregrine Took. That might be a better, that might be a better idea, right? So, shit. Such a bunch of assholes, right? And I don't sit around feeling sorry for myself. And I don't sit around, going, I didn't get to enjoy. I tell Dad, they ruined my sex life. They ruined my intimate life. They ruined all my dreams I had of marrying a beautiful Mexican woman and having kids, or, a beautiful black woman and having kids, just my brown-eyed girl, whoever she would be. All right. They just ruined it, you know. And when Amy Steffi came out and tried to, oh, you're the best man I've ever met. I want to have your kids. They wouldn't even allow us that. They wouldn't allow us anything. Okay. And you assholes that want to fight over money and think you're great for fighting over money and having more money than the assholes before you have the audacity to ignore me and not stand up with me for the Lord's Prayer for your own children. And then you get upset. He said we celebrities are evil as hell and mean as fuck. It's like, can you find a better way to say it? Because, you know, it's psychotic, superficial, narcissistic, stupid as fuck. You know, you're not attractive at all. Okay. You're about as, see, when Jay Moore tells that story about him going to the Lakers game and shitting in his socks, right? He did that to himself by getting high or drunk, right? So if people have things like, you know, where you get up in the middle of the night and you got your sleep pants on because it's cold and your prostate isn't working as good as it should and you pee and the pee goes down your leg and it's uncomfortable and stuff like that. Okay, I shouldn't be going through that. I didn't put alcohol and drugs in my body. Your taxpayer dollars did, assholes. I should be a lot more comfortable. I should be a lot more healthy. I don't self-medicate and I don't destroy myself and destroy my body. Now I understand, like with my poor son, you know, all he knew was living in metroplexes and having brain activity from people that don't think too good because they're all trying to get to the top of the food chain in Phoenix. Right? Now I was raised outside of a military reservation with less intense technology. So my brain activity, I can cut through crap better than other people because I don't have as much intense brain damage from Wi-Fi devices that are used to fuck with your head. Okay, and I'm very patient, very understanding, but there are people that are older than me, okay, that listen to me talk and would still declare me a crazy idiot and an asshole. And it's like, that's just because you are one of the people that are related to the people that, you know, you're the Gordon B. Hinckley family, you're the Spencer J. Kimball family, you're the Pope Francis family, you're the Carters, you're the Reagans, you're the Bushes, right? And stuff. And so you're like, you know. So stop being an asshole, grow the fuck up, and get up and love your children and your spouses. And do it now. And if you can't do that, when this technology shifts, don't expect people to walk up to you and say thank you and say thank you for loving us even when we weren't worthy of being loved. All right? Peace out, man.